We begin with breaking news this afternoon as we continue to follow reaction to the massive law enforcement response at a horse racing arena in Wilder yesterday. 4 people were arrested, accused of running an illegal gambling operation at La Catedral Arena. Ivan Tellez of Wilder, the owner of the arena, was arrested, along with Samuel Bejarano and his wife Diana Fajardo, who, according to her criminal complaint, is a Mexican citizen living in Nissa undocumented. Alejandro Estrada, who lives in Buell and is undocumented as well, was also arrested. Yesterday's FBI-led raid happened at the same time as a public horse racing event with families in attendance. ICE detained dozens of people at the arena. Many were released, many were not. And just hours ago in Canyon County, people protested, and the ACLU of Idaho held a news conference sharing what they know about those who were detained. Our Abby Wild and Gabriela Lopez were at that news conference. Gabby is live at the horse racing arena now and will detail yesterday's events. And Abby is live outside the Canyon County Courthouse with reaction from protesters, many of them still waiting to learn what's happening with family members detained by ICE. But before we get to them, we want to give you some background on why nearly 200 local, state, and federal law enforcement officers carried out this operation. Investigators say the raid is the result of an investigation that's been building for months. Criminal complaints were filed in federal court just a few days ago, showing this all started in February when someone tipped off agents about illegal gambling tied to horse races at La Catedral Arena. Tellez owns the facility. The gambling operation allegedly involved parimutuel betting, commonly used in horse racing. Tellez's criminal complaint says he has a permit from Canyon County to hold racing events at the arena, but betting is not allowed at the track. Court records show Bejarano regularly posted about the gambling operation on Facebook. In August and September, undercover agents went to a race at the arena and said they witnessed betting couriers with backpacks full of cash. According to the complaint, financial records show thousands of dollars in bets processed through apps like Venmo, Zelle, and Cash App. Investigators say they uncovered messages where Bejarano openly accepted bets on future races. A judge signed warrants in September, and on October 15th, federal prosecutors filed charges. Let's send it out live to Gabby Lopez now at La Catedral Arena. Gabby, walk us through that news conference earlier today and what attorneys say happened less than 24 hours ago where you are now.
Yes, Morgan. Well, let me start saying by this new fact that we know the FBI was scheduled to hold a news conference today at 1 p.m., but they canceled it. They told us because the complaints are public, they don't have any new information to prove right now. But an FBI spokesperson did touch on ICE's involvement, saying its Enforcement and Removal Operations Division was there as, quote, part of the broader federal team to process individuals who were found to have potential immigration violations during the course of the investigation. Their presence was limited to that specific federal responsibility and was separate from the criminal gambling investigation being led by the FBI, end quote. KTVB reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for more details about what is happening with the detainees, but we have not heard back. Earlier today, the ACLU held a press conference where people who were present during the raid spoke out, describing what they saw and experienced on the grounds that day. They described seeing helicopters, dogs, FBI, DEA, CBP, ICE, military, and other organizations. Immigration attorney Nikki Ramirez confirmed that children were among those detained and zip tied. She also said people were asked if they were born in the U.S. and then separated into 2 lines. As of this afternoon, Ramirez says the people who were taken into custody still have not yet been released.
At this point, there is still a number of people who are detained. I can say that there are many of them who have absolutely no criminal history whatsoever, and they are currently still detained with no criminal history and no prior deports. So we don't know what the status and the future of that is right now.
Attorney Ramirez also confirmed that some of the detainees have been transferred to either Elmer County Jail or Ada County Jail. That is what we know now, because yesterday we weren't sure where these detainees were. We were told they were either in Boise or Mountain Home, but now we are for sure know that they are in Elmer County Jail and Ada County Jail. Now, there was a protest this afternoon around 12:30 p.m. Abby Wilt was there. Abby, can you please tell us what happened? What were people telling you?
Gabby, yeah, the main consensus is people are just very confused. They're upset. They really just aren't sure what exactly is going on. At least 100 people gathered here outside of the Canyon County Courthouse to protest about what exactly they saw. We'll show you some of that video now of what they were doing. They were really just demanding answers. Several of the people at the protest had family members who were still detained today. Others were detained themselves yesterday, but then released. Several also had signs saying things like "No ICE" and, quote, "The people united will defend."
They cannot do this to our kids, okay? More kids deserve to be at school without fear, to be in the streets, to be able to go to the groceries without fear.
Around 10 counter-protesters also showed up around 20 minutes after the rally started. Counter-protesters were playing recordings of President Donald Trump speaking, and in the middle of the ACLU press conference, the counter-protesters started playing loud music, including songs like YMCA. They say they want anyone who is undocumented to be out of the United States. Do you feel like what happened in Wilder yesterday was necessary?
Oh, absolutely.
3 Caldwell Police Department officers showed up at the end of the protest when both sides started yelling at each other and facing each other. Caldwell PD tells me both sides were allowed to be in the public space, and they hoped their presence would keep the protest peaceful. Now, with all of the counter-protests coming up, that was why the ACLU decided to actually end up ending their press conference. Again, there was a lot of just division here today, and again, just a lot of people who are wanting answers here about their family members, their friends, their loved ones who are still detained. We're working here at KTVB to get you as many of those answers as we can. Morgan.
Abby, appreciate your reporting for the last 24 hours. Thank you. Online court records do show Fajardo, Tellez, and Estrada will be in federal court tomorrow afternoon. We plan to be there, and we will continue to follow all the latest developments in this story, and we'll bring you more coverage tonight on the news at 6, on KTVB+, and on our website, ktvb.com, where you can also find a comprehensive breakdown of what is alleged in one of those criminal complaints.